What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and to another episode from my trophy list review series. Today we've got episode 28. It's an absolute banger as well. If you are enjoying the content, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Let's get on with today's video. So here we go again, guys, and today we will be reviewing the list of Father Jack. Father Jack, apologies, I've been waiting a little while, buddy. I know it's been a couple of months. Same goes for the rest of you guys who've been waiting a couple of months as well. I'm going to pop a little update in the server with how the list is looking, and I'm going to try my best to get around to everyone as quickly as I possibly can. But on with the more important stuff then. So looking at the stats then, 535 trophy level. We've got 11,033 total trophies. 239 platinums, which is very solid. So we've got another big list today, as you can see. 1,036 gold, 2,472 silver, and 7,286 bronze, which is very, very nice. Looking at the rest of the stats, then, so Jack's played 324 games, completed 165 of those to 100%, which has given himself a 74.06% completion rate, which is very, very nice. Not too far away from the 80% mark that I like to see. But yeah, not a million mile off at all, but we can see what's causing it. Look at these unearned trophies. So we had over 8,000 with Griff, the GOAT, and we've got 4,183 with Jack, which is a little bit on the high side if I'm being critical or honest. I mean, we'll have a look through as we go, as we usually do, and see what's basically causing that. And yeah, we'll kind of go from there. But 4.06 trophies a day, which is really, really good. 1,068 views. 15,536 in the world, and Jack is 1,907th in the mighty UK. We love to see it. It's a great little ranking. I know I didn't really mention it in the video, but yeah, I think Griff might be the highest one we've had in the UK. Was like 300 and something he is, which is very, very impressive. But yeah, 1,907 is awesome as well, especially with we know now all these grubby games which I've stopped playing. We know that there's even more of them now, and it is very hard to maintain this rank. So that is very, very good. But yeah, without further ado, we crack on with the games. As usual, with these bigger lists, I'm probably not going to speak about each individual one. We'll pull a few out as we go. Quite often we're seeing a lot of the same stuff now as well, so we won't just keep touching on the same things. Starting with a few usual ones, but the first one I want to have a look at is Alien Isolation. We don't see this one enough, I don't feel. And the fact that you've got the platinum is just insane. I mean, I've played the game myself. There are a couple of collectibles I need, and then doing the game without dying, not killing. I think you can't kill anyone or something like that. But yeah, it's something I'd love to go back to. It is a very, very good game, really solid survival horror. If it's something you haven't played and you do like the horror genre, or even want to just try something different, look no further than Alien Isolation. It is absolutely brutal, constantly on the edge of your seat. Sweaty palms, you're trembling. It really is an absolute ride. It really, really is. But yeah, go and play it. That's enough about Alien Isolation. But yeah, what a game! What a game! Amnesia Collection done. Just missing one trophy from the DLC. Among Us. We've got Ape Escape. And just as I'm talking about these, I'm hearing the seagulls again. So for those of you who don't know, I live right on the coast, up in Hartlepool in the northeast, and it can be quite noisy. Seagulls everywhere, and also the weather. I don't know what it's like in the rest of the UK. I've not looked at any reports, but the weather up here is absolutely horrendous. And because literally the ocean is right outside of my window, I can hear it crashing up against the rocks, and I can hear the wind as well. So if there is any kind of interference as we go through, I do hold my hand up to that. It's not intentional. So what else have we got? I tend to talk about Ark a lot, but it's only because I'm always curious if people have played it properly, or if it's been done through the admin commands. I'm guessing it's maybe a bit of both, because I'm assuming you can't do the game organically in 9 hours 14 minutes. I don't know. A bunch of Assassin's Creed stuff. Very, very nice. Again, a lot of these games we've seen a million times, so apologies if I'm not delving into them too much. Of course, it is a big list as well that Jack has. What have we got in terms of the Batman games then? So you've done Asylum, which is very, very impressive indeed. 6 out of 10. It states only 20 hours. I feel like I've played it so much longer than that. Maybe that's just, I don't know, can you play it on the harder difficulty from the get-go? Or maybe you do it that way, very efficient with the collectibles and then straight into the challenges, maybe, if you're a good player. But I would have thought for most of it, it's going to take a lot longer than 20 hours, I would say. But very impressive. And you've also done City, which is technically even harder at 7 out of 10. I think that is justified. I would agree that City is a little bit more difficult. Looking at the fact it's 3 times as long as well, according to the guide. And you've done Arkham Knight, which is another game I need to go back to. So I literally just need to do Brutality 101. I think I could do it. It's just a case of giving it another few goes. I think I was just a little bit burnt out with the game by that point, and I got a bit fed up. But yeah, nice to see you've got the Arkham series done. I know you did play it there back on PS3. Obviously, that's a contributing factor for a lot of trophies there, 68 of them. But yeah, you're probably not going to go back to that now if you've done it on the PS4. Anything else that we've got that is sticking out? We're seeing Bioshock again, a bit like Griff's List. It was nice to see Bioshock on there because it is great. Still, I've only played the first one, as you guys will know by now. I do need to play 2 and Infinite as soon as I possibly can. Bloodborne, nice. Get the Old Hunters done. It's a cracking piece of DLC. I really, really enjoyed it. We've got some Borderlands stuff in there, really nice. Again, it's another series where I've actually only played the first game. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Played it with a few friends. Our boy Sparky, you guys know now. Yeah, it was a good little journey. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It'd be nice to play the second, third, and all the other stuff as well. It'd be really, really good. So Brawlhalla's only at 1%. Popped the trophy back in 2017, so maybe not that fussed on going back to that one, Jack. But again, there's another 49 trophies, so straight away, you can see why they're over, 4,000 when games are kind of left at these percentages, which we're also seeing a couple more down with Black Ops. There's another 69, oi oi. Yeah, so that's straight away we can see why it's as many as it is, really. But there is some cracking COD Platinums on here, though. Look at that. Black Ops 4, 7 out of 10, 150 hours, 0.6% rarity. Wow. And look at the percent just because of DLC. Oh, it winds me up every time I see it. Really, really does. I'm a sucker, though. I just keep buying the DLC. I know I shouldn't because I'm just encouraging them. But, yeah, it really should be a separate list. It should be. What else have we got then from Call of Duty? So you've done Infinite Warfare as well, which is also a 7 out of 10. Sorry, I did go past Cold War. But yeah, Cold War 7 out of 10, 70 hours. That's a 2.36%. Infinite Warfare a 1.14%, which is amazing. Wow, I know there's some others in there, but I was just kind of picking out those ultra rares, those juicy ones. But nice to see you've done the kind of Modern Warfare reboot, if you like, and also the Modern Warfare 2 campaign remastered. Great game. So you've done the COD 4 remaster as well, and you've also done World War 2. Very, very nice indeed. That's also a 6 out of 10, 70 hours. At 1.5%. I still got a couple of zombies trophies from that, and then also playing it on the harder difficulty. And then there is a trophy, isn't there, where you've got to shoot planes out of the sky or something. I need that one. I do need that one as well. Done Celeste, very nice. Conan Exiles was, admin controls, I'm assuming, with that 3 hours in there. Let's have a look at Crash. It's a series, if they're all on there, I tend to put a lot of focus on because, as we know, they are very, very difficult games. You've done Crash 1. Lovely. That's really, really nice. I'm just assuming that the Stormy Ascent is missing. Well, yeah, you've got the Platinum. I say that every time, like it could be that. Obviously, it is. You've got the Platinum and it's part of the added trophies. You've done the second one. Amazing. You've done 3 and then just missing Crash 4. And also Crash Team Racing. Hopefully there's plans to maybe go back and do them because they would be very, very impressive. As we can see, the 8 out of 10 for Crash Team Racing and 9 out of 10 for Crash 4, which is just insane. It is a crazy, crazy game. You've done Cuphead, fantastic. I don't think it's a game that we see enough of. Probably the difficulty is what is putting people off, but honestly, go and play it. It's so unique, the art style, and the gameplay is fantastic and fluid. I really had a good time with it, although it was very, very stressful, and I think I popped the platinum at having about 2,000 deaths or something. It was a lot, not compared to games like Super Meat Boy where you're looking at tens of thousands of deaths, but it is a very, very difficult game. More so because you've got lives as well, so you're in the levels longer, whereas I suppose Super Meat Boy, you can die 50 times in the space you could die once in Cuphead. But yeah, if you haven't played it, go and experience it. It's not too expensive to pick up. You can play it co-op. I mean, although it's fun, I would recommend not doing that. I did try it at first, and it does get it. There's already enough going on the screen without a second person kind of jumping around and firing as well. That being said, the bosses do have a little bit more health. There's also some levels where you would jump on platforms. That platform would give way when you kind of jump on it. So if your partner goes first and then goes to the next one and you're stranded, it can just be a little tricky. You'd have to play with someone where you are both just completely in sync. Otherwise, I don't think it really works. But yeah, on your own, go and play it. It's good. Cyberpunk done, nice. I thoroughly enjoyed that game. Glad I waited until the PS5 version. Some Dark Souls stuff, nice. Very, very nice. We've got Darksiders 2 not done, but you've done Darksiders 3, which I thoroughly enjoyed. As mentioned on the last video, just a couple of trophies, nothing too major, so I do need to kind of go back. Okay, Dead by Daylight done, nice. As we know, it's a long one. Not the most difficult. I mean, it's still saying a 6 out of 10. There is still an element of difficulty there. However, it is a very, very long one. So you are going to need a lot of patience, a lot of perseverance. As you can see there, Jack's done it like 2 years, 11 months, a long time. Some people are obviously going to do it quicker, but generally, if you're spacing it out, this is quite easily gonna happen. Dead Island done. You've done Riptide as well, which is nice. Some Dead Rising stuff, which they're ultra rares as well, so 4.4% for Dead Rising, 2.39% for Dead Rising 2, 3.46% for Dead Rising 2 off the record. Wow. And nice to see you've done Deadpool, another game that I don't feel we see enough of. I know you can't buy it physical now, but if you know someone who's got it and are willing to borrow you it, or there's a way you can get hold of it somehow, play it. It's so much fun. I often refer to like the South Park games as the most fun I ever have or have ever had in a game in terms of laughter and enjoyment. This comes very, very close. It is such a fun ride, and Nolan North does a brilliant job as Deadpool, I feel. It is a little jarring at first when you've played like a lot of Uncharted and then you go and play this and you're hearing him as Deadpool, but yeah, he is fantastic. Death Stranding, love to see it. Love to see it indeed. Just try not to, as I say, talk about the same ones over and over. Detroit Become Human. Love to see that on there as well. You've done Doom and Doom Eternal, which my boy Sparky will be very happy with. He loves to see them on a list. So Downwell, 8 out of 10. I always forget about the difficulty for that game, so that's been left. And then also you've only got 2 of 70 trophies on Dragon Age Inquisition, and sort of bringing up Griff's video again where he's done this. Yeah, it's such a brilliant game. I was totally surprised by it. I'd never played a Dragon Age game, but I do love that whole fantasy genre, medieval, dragons, magic. It's just my thing. But I'd never played it, and I had a look at it. It looked great, and it was about £4 for all of the content. So in my mind, if I wasn't going to enjoy it, I hadn't really lost out. But it was absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't played it, it's another game I would generally recommend. Maybe there's a reason Jackie didn't carry on. Maybe it just wasn't your thing or didn't fancy it. But again, there's another 68 trophies just by boxing off Dragon Age Inquisition. I say that like it's easy. It isn't. But that would be one that you could certainly go back to anyway. So we move. So let's have a look at the Fall Guys stuff then. So the original launcher in May, so a little exploit there used, I imagine. But no, it's still impressive. There's still a lot of trophies in there that still require a big effort. And then we've got a little auto pop on the EU version as well, 29 seconds. Which is it is a shame really, because it's one of those games where, I mean, I don't like auto pops, as you've heard from my other videos, and I won't play the game anymore because it's gonna auto pop them. I can't play the original, as we know, but if I'm gonna load up the new one, unless I'm mistaken, it's just gonna pop all the trophies. I don't want that. So if ever I play it now, I play it on someone else's account and just have a bit of fun that way. So Fallout 4 done, Fallout 76 done, very nice. You've left Shelter, but also done Fallout New Vegas. Very impressive. Got a nice juicy bunch of Far Cry games, so you've done all of those, which is great. There's just some DLC missing. We've got the Yeti stuff from 4, the Far Cry 5 DLC, and also 6 as well. Yeah, I enjoy the Far Cry games. They are pretty much all the same, just reskinned, different location, different protagonist. But yeah, they're a bit of fun. A little bit like, I always use Just Cause as a similar example. I know it's not first person, but you are just going around being creative with your kills and causing a bit of havoc. It's not as carnage as Just Cause, of course, but yeah, similar fun. Similar fun indeed. Only one FIFA game. FIFA 20. So you're obviously not well, you might be a football fan, just don't play the games. I don't know. There could be a number of reasons, but FIFA 20 is actually still, a lot of you know this already, but anyone who doesn't speak to me directly very often, this is still my rarest platinum, 0.83%. It was absolutely brutal. The game isn't so bad. The kind of the rarity comes from the Volta stuff. So you've got to level your avatar up to like max level, but it's not very clear on what that is. You've just got to keep playing until you eventually get it to a point where I end up playing 500 plus games. It might even be 600 to 800 games of Volta, if I had to guess, something like that, just to get the avatar to a certain level. That being said, it still wasn't popping, and I read some things online where you can adjust kind of the body type, you know, the height, their weight, things like that, where in turn it will slightly adjust their in-game stats, and it eventually popped just by messing around with it that way. But it was just a little fiddly. There was no real need for it to be in there. It's been a lot easier to do on the more recent FIFAs. It's a little more clearer on what you've got to do. But yeah, absolutely sucks. I'm glad I'll never have to do that again. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Not finished. Interesting. I am going to have a look at this one. See what you saw. 28th of October 21. So what have we got? 6 trophies, but there's 5, isn't there? Let's see if we can guess what they are before we go in, shall we? So it's going to be top secrets. I'm sure. Well, you would think it's going to be the top secrets battle, which is defeating Pride and Joy. I'm going to guess it's the dresses, because that is a very fiddly trophy going back and forward. It's not very nice. Maybe doing it on hard. Maybe you've left that one as well. There is another one, isn't there? It's something to do. Is it facing the Marlborough? I wonder if you've left out maybe that one. But other than that, I wonder if it's just some collectible stuff that you've maybe's just left out. We're gonna have a look anyway. I was just curious to see if I could try and understand what you may have left. But yeah, if we go down, let's have a quick look, see if we were even a little bit close. See what we've got. Yeah, it's going to be these gold trophies at the bottom. Also, I totally forget about the Whack-A-Box challenge. So complete all hard difficulty Whack-A-Box challenges. It's pretty easy, to be fair, with the right setup. You can kind of breeze through that. Yeah. So learn all enemy skills, which I know I didn't name that one, but that comes kind of at the same time, I believe, as the Marlborough trophy, because if you've learned each of the other enemy skills, I'm pretty certain that Bad Breath, which is the iconic move the Marlborough does, you can't learn that till you face it, and which is at the same time you would defeat it, I suppose. So yeah, you would get those two together, defeat Pride and Joy, complete all chapters on hard. Definitely go back to this, Jack. Honestly, it's it's an unbelievable game. It really is. I mean, people have the reservations as to kind of what they're doing with it not being released as a full game, how it stacks up in general against, the original, that kind of thing. But it is an absolutely superb game. And also, I believe there's so much more satisfaction to be gained from playing it on hard as well. I mean, for those of you who've done it, you will agree with me. I think when you're playing it on easy or a low difficulty, you do get into that habit of just mindlessly mashing square because the fighting is so easy. You don't really need to mix it up. But when you're playing on hard, it really squeezes kind of every little ounce of the combat, and it makes for some extraordinary battles. It really, really does. Especially fighting like Hell House, for example, on hard. That was something else. Really, really enjoyable fight. But yeah, you give it a go. Really, really great game. So, you can tell I love Final Fantasy, can't you? I do it every time. Every time it pops up, I can't help myself. But it is just the greatest. It really is. So, what else are we looking at? So, you've done First Class Trouble, okay. Five Nights at Freddy's VR, Help Wanted, something new. Don't really see that. Friday the 13th, you've left. It's a long one, bit like Dead by Daylight, very, very long and grindy indeed. Ghost Runner done in 3 days, 2 hours, which is very impressive. Got a couple of God of War games, which is always nice to see. I know I keep going back to the last video, but like looking at what like Griff had done, and it looks crazy when you've got like so many. It really, really is great. Just done Gone Home. Cool little game, very short, as you can see, 29 minutes. Bit of a walking simulator. I played it years ago, so I don't remember it entirely, but I think you play as like the daughter and you return home, and her parents aren't there, and you've got to kind of understand what's going on. Bit weird, but yeah, it's not too bad. And you can actually complete the game, because isn't there a trophy for completing the game in like less than so many seconds? So you can actually make a break for the exit if you're fast enough. So Grand Theft Auto, we've got a few of those. That's always nice to see, including the GTA 5 plat, which took you 3 years, 4 months. Nice. And that's at 1.94%, which is very, very impressive. Do love to see it. Oh, and you've done Vice City as well, but not the remaster, which is the easier one, or the definitive, whatever they're calling it. This is the other one, isn't it? Isn't it? Or am I mistaken? I'm just looking at the actual the picture tile. I don't know. I'm going to assume it's the harder one, or the old. I can't even get my words. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I think it's the older one that they sort of brought out, not the more recent remaster thing they've done. Dear me, Jeff, wake up. Wake up. So Hades not done. Heavy Rain you've finished. That's just dropped under 10%. Just dropped into being a rare, which is nice. Prefer ultra rares, don't we? But no, rares still sweet. Do like a rare as well. Hollow Knight done. That would be interesting to know how you've played it. Whether you've done it legit, or if you've used is it like an invincibility glitch? I haven't played it myself. It is on the list, but yeah, that'll be good to know. Horizon Zero Dawn done. Fantastic work. Yeah, it's a great list, Jack. It really, really is, and similar to a couple of others we've done recently, we're seeing so much variation. But I suppose we're going to with these bigger lists. I did mention on the previous video that the next few I've got are quite extensive. So generally speaking, we are going to see quite a variety, because like Jack, for example, has played 300 odd games. There isn't going to be 300 odd driving game. Well, there might be, who knows? But yeah, generally speaking, we're going to see variety when someone's at this kind of level. Done the Jack games. Nice to see the series boxed off. We've done Just Cause 3 and 4. Lovely. We're just missing the DLC. Yeah, it's a good list. Like to see LA Noire finished as well, including all of the DLC. Such a great game. It really, really is. What have we got in terms of Lego then? We've got a few. Got my favourite on there, and Platinum, which is Lego Marvel Superheroes. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good fun. Just the right amount of collectibles as well. It wasn't too much like they're getting now. I'm talking to you, Skywalker Saga. Oh, I wouldn't mind knowing how many hours it actually took you, Jack, as well. I can see here it took you a month, 2 weeks to finish, which is a lot quicker than me. But my playtime was like 120 hours, and there's just no need for that when it comes to a Lego game. It was just absolutely painful in the end. Sort of put me off playing Lego forever, I think. Not nice at all. Nice to see you've got Mafia on there. Mafia 2 done twice, and also Mafia 3. It really annoyed me that they've taken Mafia 1 and 2 off. So I know a lot of you, like in the server and who I speak to in the party chat, will know I've started it recently and then heard the news that they were being removed. So I was on a bit of a against the clock kind of thing to get Mafia 1 finished, and I managed to do it on the day it was being removed. But I was looking forward to just jumping straight into the second one because I've really been looking forward to it, and now it's gone. It's not the most expensive game, so maybe once I've caught up on a few of my games that I'm playing at the moment, I'll maybe just pick it up, see if we can find it cheap somewhere, and at least I'll have the series on here. Guardians done, nice. Spider-Man, Miles Morales done. It's usually the case when you've got them on there. Very rare do we see like Guardians or Spider-Man not finished. They're great titles, and yeah, it's usually one of those that you're always going to see through to the end. So what have we got then in terms of Metal Gear? Because I'm a huge fan. So you've got Snake Eater finished on the PS3, nice, and you've done Phantom Pain as well. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Look at that, 130 hours. Wowza. Those damn S ranks, man. It's stopping me. I need to go back to it. Done Metro Exodus, but not looked at the others. I definitely recommend Redux and Last Light if you've not played them. They're really solid games as well. I haven't played Exodus yet, so I couldn't compare them, but the first two are great. They really are. And you've done both the Middle-earth games. Nice. Minecraft is done. Awesome, Jack. Awesome. And you've done Mortal Shell. Amazing. See, it's crazy because although I didn't attempt it too much, it is a 6 out of 10. And when you compare that with like Bloodborne, for example, which I did, you would think this would be fine, but doing it with the no shell run is just, it's no joke. I might need to try again, but it just seems impossible. How are you doing the whole game without getting hit? Mad. Absolutely mad. But yeah, very impressive. But then you've left Neo. I wonder why. Neo's great, Jack. You've got to get into this. 6 of 86 trophies, so there's another 80 trophies just like that. So these are really making up that 4,000 unearned. And then we're getting onto some very impressive stuff. So you've got all the trophies for Outlast. How it doesn't have a platinum is beyond me. It's just ridiculous. And you've done Outlast 2, which is just immense. It's an 8 out of 10. It says 25 hours, but potentially that could take you a lot longer depending on your ability. But yeah, 1.31%. Absolutely unbelievable work. Very nice indeed, Jack. I like it. And you've done Paladins as well, which is a 2.06%. So another cracking one to have. So some really nice ultra rares on here. There really is. We're getting into Red Dead, so again another profile now with both Red Dead 1 and Red Dead 2 done, both ultra rares as we know, and also some stuff from the Resi series as well, and you've finished all the ones you've played. So Resident Evil, which was that remaster of the original, you've done 2 remake, 3 remake, Biohazard and Village. Impressive. Really good list, Jack. Really good list. Rico done, Rhyme done. You've got the trophy for Rise of the Tomb Raider. I've done the first one and I've done Shadow. I do need to go back in and do those score attack things just to try and get the platinum. I did have a glitch trophy, which was the reason I ended up not playing it. I didn't want to go back through the game and get all the collectibles again. I can't remember how it worked, but there's like a trophy for getting 100%. But then a trophy for getting all of something. I got the trophy for getting 100%, but not the other one, so it doesn't make sense for me to have 100%. I must have collected the other thing, and I didn't want to have to go back through and do do it all over again basically. But maybe I should, and at least I have the series kind of boxed off then. So we've got some Saints Row stuff, re-elected Plat, Get Out of Hell Plat, the Saints Row the Third Platinum. Very, very nice. We've got Sekiro you've done. Very nice. And you've also done Shadow of the Colossus as well, which is very, very impressive. Also, there's Shadow as well. And there's another one. Look at the percentage, 47%. Just crazy, isn't it? You get the Platinum, but you have to look at 47% if you're not willing to buy the DLC, which is crazy. Not a difficult Platinum, if I remember rightly. Is it Shadow of the Tomb Raider, where is it playing on like a hardest difficulty? If you die, you go all the way back to the previous campfire or something. It's not too bad as long as you take your time. For the most part, you're just going to die by falling, which is what happened to me. But yeah, it's not so bad at all. Not so bad. Sniper Elite 4 done, which is an ultra rare. Very nice. Still got authentic difficulty to do. Sonic Generations left on 1%, so again 49 trophies there. Oh, and as we mentioned the South Park games, nice to see you've got those on there. I can't speak highly enough about them. They're so much fun, and if you love the series and you've never played the games, go and play them. It is effectively just like watching the show with some RPG elements tacked onto it. It's so much fun. From the Spyro trilogy, got some Star Wars stuff in there. Love to see it. Done Stray. Nice to see you've given that a go. Okay, so you've tried Super Meat Boy as well. I tried to pick this out every time I see it now, and I'm potentially looking at making a video on it just around my experience thus far. So for those of you who speak to me regularly, you'll know I've just started Super Meat Boy, and it's absolutely brutal. A lot of you in the community will of course know. I mean, if you're watching my video, you're obviously into trophies anyway, so you probably know all about Super Meat Boy, but yeah, it's just ridiculous. I mean, I'm at a point now I've kind of done all the levels, light and dark. I've done no death runs on it the first 2 worlds. It's just a case of kind of going through, getting all the bandages, the A pluses, do all the warp zones, and then finishing off the no death runs. I say just, but yeah, it's just a brutal game. Like it's absolutely crazy. I'd finished Cotton Alley earlier on today, and that last level, honestly, kind of jumping off the smallest of gaps with all the circular saws was just insane. Yesterday I did the levels for picking up the kid, and yeah, there's absolutely no need for the level design. Whoever made this game must be an absolute psychopath. That's all I can say. That is all I can say about it. But yeah, hopefully one day I can finish it. We'll see. So the original Last of Us on the PS3 left. Sorry, we'll give Skyrim a mention. Absolutely. I didn't notice that there. My bad. Absolute classic game. 125 hours. Wow. I haven't played it on my new profile, or I say new, like I've just made it. It was from 2014, but I need to play this again, definitely. So yeah, original Last of Us left, but you then did do the remaster, which is great to see. You've done part 2, which we love. Sims 4, I'm assuming you've played properly, seeing as though it's taken you 9 months, 3 weeks. It is on, while I'm off for these 2 weeks that I've mentioned, it is on my list of games to do, but I'm probably going to follow that 2-hour guide. I have tried playing it, but these kind of games, I just feel they're much better built for PC, like playing on PC with a mouse, that kind of stuff. It just feels a bit too clunky for me, personally, on a console. So I've had my enjoyment of it, but I'll probably just do the trophies that way, I think. But fair play for seeing it through properly. So we've got The Walking Dead. We've done The Witcher. Bravo. One of my favourites. Really, really nice to see. Titanfall 2 done. Impressive. Like that. I do love Titanfall 2. What a first-person shooter that is. You've tried your hand at Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, which is another game I'm currently playing. Getting a bit stressed with it, if I'm being honest. I'm not as good as I thought I was when I was younger when I used to play it, unless I was rubbish then as well, I don't know. But yeah, really struggling to get to grips with just with the tricks themselves and landing everything, and I keep bailing and ruining my scores. But you know, hopefully a bit of practice will get there. So there's a lot of unearns kind of around there. What have we got in terms of Uncharted then? Another one of my favourites. So 2 remastered done, PS3 left, 3 remastered done 4, done Drake's Fortune remastered, Lost Legacy done. Yeah, so just Drake's Deception back on the PS3. It's a shame that that's stuck there as well now with 103 unearned trophies. So yeah, another big one really for, you know, those 4,000 unearned, and I imagine you're never going to go back to that now. Anything else that is standing out to us? You done Vampire? I still don't know how to say it. A day and 15 hours? Is it that short? Unless you've stayed up for 39 hours, who knows? Yeah, Watch Dogs done, Watch Dogs 2 and Legion done as well. Lovely. What is going on here? White Boy's Wit Attitude in the Pursuit of Money. I've never heard of it. Never heard of it at all. Wolfenstein The Old Blood done. Wolfenstein Youngblood done. Whereas Battlegrounds is a 1.07%. Blimey. But it's only a 4 out of 10 at 25 hours. Wonder what justifies that rarity then. Interesting. XCOM, 1%. Another 80 unearned trophies. We know it is a difficult one. You've got Yakuza Kiwami unfinished, and then finishing off the list with a platinum this time, Zombie Army 4 Dead War, which is a 3 out of 10, 35 hours, a nice little rare at 8.68%. Another game that's on my list of things to do. But yeah, that was Father Jack's list. A really good list, really good list. Certainly up there with some of the ones that we've had a look at. We're gonna have a look at some of the other stuff that we usually put a bit of a focus on. So we'll check out the trophy cabinet first off. So Black Ops 4, which it's your rarest platinum, so I can understand why that's in there. And then we've got Outlast 2, totally understand it, and then the Overwatch 2 platinum. How weird does that look? So in the rarest trophies, it's saying it's 0.01% more common. How bizarre. Unless it hasn't had a chance to update. I don't know. That's very weird. But rarest trophies, Overwatch 2, 0.34% for a bronze trophy. You've obviously got Blood Clot Boy in there from Super Meat Boy, which is really good. But yeah, 207 ultra rares as well, which is a decent amount, a very solid amount. Not as many as some of the absolute crazy people in the server that we've seen, where they're up to like 800 and odd and sometimes more, which is just mental. But yeah, 207 is very good. So we're going to see when this all started, Jack. Let's see where this takes us back to. So 7 years ago, which as we know could be anywhere up to 8 years because it doesn't show the number of months. But Red Dead Redemption was your first trophy, and then your first platinum was from The Walking Dead, which is another one that is quite often people's first kind of platinum. I know a few people where they weren't really interested in trophies. They played The Walking Dead, and because it's a game you just get the platinum anyway, kind of just achieving that in itself gives them that little spur on, if you like, to go, you know what, that was actually pretty satisfying. I wanted some of my other games 100% with that shiny platinum, and then it kind of snowballs, from there really. But yeah, cracking list, mate. It really is. I love looking at these. It really is great to see what everyone's been doing. It really is. So stats then, 41.68% in terms of the average rarity, which is really good. You're popping your most trophies between 8 and 9 at night. There's 950 just between the hour, and then 1,966. And that's on a Sunday. Could that be an omen? It was. Am I seeing that? 1966, yeah. Last time we won the World Cup. Just in time for us doing the review. We're going to win it. It's coming home. It's coming home, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so that was Jack's list. Really, really good to see. Nice little variety across the board. So many, different games, which we always like to see. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm going to try and get more of these out every other day while I'm off, as I mentioned, as well as throwing a few other little bits in there. And I've also still got some surprises I want to kind of show you as well, which would be quite fun for you guys to see. As usual, I'll pop some links in the description. We're going to pop a link in there to Jack's PSN profiles if you want to see what he's been doing yourself. I'll also pop my own in there if you want to see what I've been doing. I'll pop a link for the Discord in there as well. So if you haven't already joined, come and join. We've got an absolutely unbelievable community built there with some amazing people. If it is just a chat that you're looking for, if you're looking for people to help you with certain games or boost things, it is the place to be. I've never met so many kind-hearted, genuine people in my entire life. Some absolute belters in there. So yeah, come and join us. I'll pop the link in there. And yeah, I'll put some links to my social media, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. But yeah, if you've enjoyed the video, please leave it a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. It really, really helps me out a lot. And whatever you're doing, look after yourself, stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.